What's up, Cloud Gamers? Welcome to another episode of CGX Cast. This is Cloud Gaming Podcast. What we do here is we pretty much go over the cloud gaming news and give you guys our take, our discussion piece on just what happened so far in the cloud gaming space. And this week, man, we had some pretty good stuff in the cloud gaming space. So we have some good discussion pieces to talk about this week. Give me a second. Just make sure my phone is silent. But yeah, we have normal members, no special guest this week, but it's good because I would love to hear what all these guys have to say with the topic of discussion for this week. Let's just get started by introducing the panel, and we have Gamer who might join later. I think that might be the majority of the members this week. But yeah, let's check in with you guys, see how you guys are doing. Don't forget, guys, we on Anchor. So if you guys want to catch the audio form of this after it's done, check us out on Anchor. We also have a website where we'll be using to go over these news. So definitely check out the website too. Yeah, check us out. We're in social too, Twitter, Facebook, all that fun jazz. So let's kick it off. Check in with the panel members. Holtz, how are you doing, sir? What have you been playing? What platform?
So this week I've been getting a lot of freebies this week, so I've been over the moon. My PlayStation Now subscription was going to expire, and I was going to renew it for another 12 months. But then
Okay.
what happened was I got a month for £1 by switching accounts. So I took this time to actually jump in and play Nier Automata on PlayStation Now. I mean, I've played this game loads of times on multiple services, but playing it on PlayStation Now, it ran great, and it's such a great sci-fi RPG that I can recommend to anyone if they got time to play it. So I put about
Nice.
an hour, 2 hours in this game, and I just really enjoyed it. But because it's coming out in November, I don't think I've actually got time to actually sit back and relax to play it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then also this week, I got 3 months free by visiting Lenovo Education for Stadia. So I decided to add that to one of my pre-existing accounts, and then I went back to all the first year games that I actually bought on Stadia. So I went back to grind on Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Attack on Titan, Final Fantasy 15. So I've just been enjoying freebies there, left, right, and center.
That's awesome, man. You've been
And just
gaming
yeah, and
quite a
then
bit.
the game that I've been looking forward to, and it's not cloud related, but I'm going to still give it a good shout out, is Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut. So that
Ooh,
came out Friday, so I put like 4 or 5 hours in that game, and that just looked gorgeous. So I've been here, there, everywhere this week.
nice. Now, I heard they were doing like a remastered version for the PS5 with updated graphics. Do you know if that's still a thing for Ghost?
Yeah, no, that's the one I was playing. I was playing the
Okay,
PlayStation 5 upgraded version. I had it on the
nice.
PlayStation 4 Pro. I mean, it's not something that I would tell everyone to run out and play because
Okay,
I noticed that the PlayStation 4 Pro version had like better HDR, where
okay,
this one has got like better graphics, but the
interesting.
HDR doesn't pop. So
Yeah,
I'm sure that'll come in an update or time, but I wouldn't tell anyone to rush out and play it
that's
unless
what I
you've.
was gonna ask. Like, is it a significant improvement with the PS5 visuals
No,
compared
I
to the
wouldn't say. I wouldn't say at the moment, but I think an update will probably come in and fix these issues. But if you've never played this game before, it's definitely a game to pick up.
Okay, fair enough. Good take on that. Good to have you on here, Holtz. How about you, Duncan? What have you been up to? What games have you been playing? Also, what platform?
Okay, this week I have dipped into some xCloud. I was testing out the new games on xCloud, which we'll probably come to later. I also been stacking up the hours in GFN, something shocking. I have got that Idle Champions of Forgotten Realm loaded up basically constantly, and I actually hit the 8 hour limit on GFN with that game. So
Ooh.
for like the first time ever, I have been hitting that, and it's because I just have it running when I'm working and stuff. Because all you have to do is go in and do some bits and bobs. Also dipped into Children of Morta. I know that's an old game on GFN. I was just wanting to play something like that. To compare and contrast to something like Hades, which I've been playing on some xCloud as well. I've been dipping into everything this week, so I've had a good week gaming.
Dang, that's awesome, man. Sounds like you've been gaming pretty well, pretty hard. That's awesome. Good stuff overall. Monkey, how have you been, sir? What have you been playing? What platform?
Hello everyone. This week not so much in the way of gaming. I've been really busy with work and obviously doing the videos. But I did enjoy a little bit of Quake, which sort of dropped on xCloud the other night. It's not updated version or anything like that. It's just the original Quake. Yeah, that was fun for a bit of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Got into 12 minutes during the week, so much so I was even playing it at work on my lunch breaks.
Okay.
By the way, if you haven't tried 12 minutes, you need to go out and try it. It is extremely annoying, but in a good way. So the time loop in it's fantastic, and we have to find everything. And I could have sworn my game was broke, man. And myself and Chief and some of the other members of the CGX Discord have been talking about it behind spoiler banners as so not to spoil the story. So that's been really fun. And yeah, other
Nice.
than that, not too much this week. Been really busy, but they've both been on xCloud. And yeah, my gaming week's been poor. Sorry, guys. That's all I've played, really. No, a lie. I just got Shadow this week. I
was gonna say, I thought
And
you. Go ahead.
yes, I put a couple of hours into Near Replicant.
Okay.
It's a fantastic game, but it's not very well optimized. So basically, my local PC has got a better graphics card, but a worse CPU than Shadow.
Okay.
And Shadow handled that game like a boss, man.
Yeah.
So it did. It handled it so well. I was so happy. So now I've got a good place because I need to replay that to get all the endings. I'm just going to keep picking away at it with my Shadow sub now, which is fantastic. And by the way, I was activated 3 days after signing up. So good news
Nice.
for anyone that's maybe want to signing up recently.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too far away.
Yeah. And we'll talk more about that specifically with Shadow and the activations as of late. But if you guys didn't hear that, Monkey was activated in 3 days, guys. So that's a huge improvement from what we've previously seen with Shadow PC. So yeah, we'll get more into that for sure. But yeah, me myself, I traveled this week for work. I'm actually surprised that I'm home. Didn't think I actually, if you watched a lot of last podcast, I talked about possibly not having this today, right? But luckily, the trip ended a little early, and so we got back last night. And we had Wi-Fi for the first 2 days, but the Wi-Fi died. So I couldn't cloud game, which made me miss the Steam Deck a lot, actually, because that would have been something that would have supplemented for just not having Wi-Fi. But overall, it was pretty cool to see some EA game make their way to Xbox Cloud Gaming. Played a little bit of Need for Speed. Did a video on that on the Access channel. You guys can catch that. Really decent game, I would say. So check that out if you guys haven't yet. Played. There's another EA game. Yeah. So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Just want to see how it ran compared to Google Stadia. And really impressive what Xbox Cloud Gaming was pushing with that game. And so they have a lot of EA games now on Xbox Cloud Gaming, which is impressive. You have the Battlefronts, and you have the Battlefields, and you have the Star Wars Fallen Jedi. So, and the cool thing with these EA games, they don't seem to believe in. So that's also something that we'll discuss when it comes to Xbox Cloud Gaming. But good stuff overall for Xbox Cloud Gaming. But yeah, so before we get started, man, you guys are on here. We have a poll going on right now. Just want to include the viewers and just say hi to you guys, connect with you guys. So, Kishore Cuddy, don't know if I'm saying your name correctly. Good to see you on here. Steven, what's up? Good to see you on here. Charles, always good to see you. Dante, yo, what's up? It's good to see you, the gaming boys. How can you show me how much MPV? So, guys, just heads up. I'm thinking about starting the Q&As again because we do a lot of how-to stuff here and guides, and I can't tell you how many of these questions we keep getting. So I'm going to look into starting something like that up, just Q&A, where you guys can ask these questions. These podcasts are mainly for we have a key blueprint that we follow. So we just go from topic to topic. We'll include you guys some of your questions, but as far as to like answer like a AMA type thing here, this is not the show for it. But I'm looking into seeing if we can kick off another kind of a Q&A type show again. But Polar Beer, good to have you in here. Any keynote GDC for Stadia? I don't think so. I wish xCloud. What up, RZ? Said what's up to Polar Bear Porter. Good to see you. Steve Sherman Gaming, what is up? Good to see you in here as well, Ron. Good to see you. Monkey, I see you in here. All right, cool. Let's get into this, man. No big Luna news this week, so we're not even going to go there. We're going to kick it off straight with GFN. As you guys know, every Thursday they update us with GFN news, Geforce Now news, and 9 games was released for this platform. So let's go over those games. Greek Memories of Azure, Humankind. Again, this game pretty much released on Google Stadia and Xbox Cloud Gaming, not Xbox Game Pass for PC, just to clarify that. So we have Rims Racing, we have Recompile. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. We have Ukulele, the Arctic, Arid, Road 96, and War Games European Escalation. So those are the 9 games that released for GFN. And let's count day and date. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 day and date. Last week we had 5. And so we've seen a pattern with day and date releases for GeForce Now. So let's check in with the panel members, see what y'all's take on these 9 games coming to GeForce Now this week. So to get started, Hell Monkey, what's your take on these 9 games coming to the GFN platform this week?
I think they're all solid games. Something extremely different in the Architect Paris. That seems. I didn't think I was going to like it, but the more I looked at it during for the news coverage, the more I thought that would be a really cool game just to sit back and relax with, because you can like completely redesign Paris to whichever, whatever your imagination limits you to, sort of thing.
Hopefully not Glasgow.
We'll not even go there. I know where you live. Arid. That game, by the way, I had a wee go on it. Beautiful game, by the way, and it's been created by students from Breda University. So just a group of students have got together and created this game, and it's running really well. So it's free to play. There's absolutely no reason for you not to go and try it. It's a survival game. You have to find water. You're sort of stuck in a plane crash in a desert. That's how it begins. So you have to stay out the sun and that. The game's running really well on PC and on GFN. Road 96, I want to try that out. That seems really good. I think these are just all really good games. Rims Racing is a sort of this is a motorcycle one, but you can do sort of unlimited parts replacements, etc., on all the bikes. So if you're a bit of a gearhead and that's your sort of thing, that looks really good, and it's really detailed as well. Memories of Azure looks like a fantastic, beautiful looking platformer game. I'm going to wait for a wee sale on that, see if I can get it cheaper one day. And the big one, Humankind, which everyone's talking about, it's not my cup of tea, but I completely understand the significance of having it. And another free game from Epic Games. I think it's a good week, but it was strange not announcing double figures for GFN on the games list for a change.
What do you mean by double
like there was only 9 games this week. There's usually at least 10. I was really impressed with all the games. Nothing huge, but there's nothing huge dropping right now. So a lot of those games have piqued my attention.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I mean, it's so interesting. We get 9 games and we're like, it's too little, right? Too little. But then you look at what the competition is bringing to the table. It's like, dang, we take GFN so much for granted, man. But yeah, good stuff overall. How about you, Duncan? What's your take on these games coming to GFN this week?
Sorry, broke up. Was that me?
Yeah.
No, it's me. Okay, yes, me. Here we go. I just broke up and no, I didn't hear you said. This week, I think GFN have it's a GFN week where they're just bringing out the games. I have to be careful how I word this. I'm getting my wording right here. For the PC market, where they are aiming for, they got the big game of the week because Humankind is a far, far, far bigger game for the PC market than Madden is. And they have got that one absolutely. It's got like 50k concurrence at this moment, or over the last week, it's had about 50,000. So they have got the big, massive PC game of the week. The other games, the one I want to draw attention to is the Rims Racing one, and it's not for the oh my goodness, it's a big, massive motorcycling game. It is the publisher, and it's, I always say this wrong, Nikon, or I think it's a French name. I'm probably pronouncing it completely another way. Nacon, there you go. We're saying that they are starting to put all their games onto GFN. A couple of weeks ago, we had the Tour de France games, and we've seen a number of these other ones pop up. So this one here is one I actually have my eye on, because they're starting to buy up a number of studios as well. They're in the AA sort of market. They're not AAA games, they're the AA ones, and they are on board with GFN. Hell Monkey talked about Arid. That game is a free-to-play game. I've yet to play it, but I am going to play it. The game that actually stuck out to me was the Greek game. I forgot the full one. It looked like a really good platform game. And the Greek Memories of Pursuer, the second one down there. And as we see with Ukulele, it's playing Epic, so always playing your Epic games. So I think it hasn't been a bad week at all. And even though Road 96 isn't counted as a day and date release, it was basically a day and date release. It was only missed by like two or 3 days. That was released on the Monday, and it was there on the Thursday. So that was basically a day and date release as well. So I think they've had a pretty solid week this week.
Yeah.
As per usual.
I agree. And man, it's so interesting because, again, Monkey's the one that covers news for our channel. And I, sometimes miss these games. I mean, just looking at this, I mean, it's not like a AAA game, but it's a game that looks fun, right? It's a game that I wouldn't mind playing, especially like on mobile too. And yeah, we complain about like quality over quantity, but I mean, I think GFN has been doing a good job recently with just getting decent games. I mean, it's not like AAA caliber, but this looks fun as heck. And last week when I was in the podcast, same thing. I was just going back looking at games. I'm like, dang, I'll play that, right? But yeah, good stuff overall. Holtz, let's check in with you, sir. What are your thoughts about the 9 games available?
Well, I was just thinking then, this week it's getting reviewed as GFN, which stands for Great for Now. Seeing these games day and date with nothing surround these are some games that I really want to play now, because usually there's nothing really dropping till the fall. So I feel like I've got time to literally play this Greek Memories of Azure, because it reminds me of like Child of Light art style, hand-drawn, beautiful worlds, and it's something that really interests me. And I'm like, oh, I do like side-scrolling, beating up adventure games, and I'm like, maybe I should actually give this game a push. And seeing it on only Geforce Now, I was like, oh, props to Geforce Now. But the problem with this game that I don't like the idea of is controlling 3 characters and, running into puzzles. Because, having multiple puzzles with multiple characters just really confuses me. So I really want to play it, but then sort of part of me is like, maybe I'll sort of wait for the sale like Monkey. But then also seeing like Humankind and Rims, and it was Humankind and Recompile. I'm glad to see them come day and date, but these are games that I'm thinking, I can actually go on Game Pass for PC and actually play them. For people who actually haven't got the subscription, I would highly recommend you to dive into these games, because, I'm a tech coder by heart, and actually recompiling hasn't been so exciting. So seeing this game using guns, code, narrative story, and all this just really makes me want to play it, but I wouldn't be playing it on GeForce Now because I've got other servers to switch to. And of course, I'm a big MotoGP fan, So seeing Rims come up and maybe compete with it and potentially take the top spot in these racing simulators is something that I really want to try as well.
True. Good point.
But
Holtz.
why I like this week is because there's not really building simulators and there's no actually early access. So seeing day and dates and all games, it's a win for me this week.
Listen to you, Holtz. Go ahead.
I just want to add one wee tiny thing. Something that actually dropped on Friday on GFN was Far Cry 3 as well as part of Ubisoft. Whatever sort of Ubisoft Connect. It means you don't have to have the full fat version of it. You can just have the Far Cry 3. You don't have to have Far Cry 3 Deluxe Edition to access it. So that is another thing that was added there. Sorry, I know it's really, really minor, but again, this is what GFN's about, is just giving more and more options out there.
Cool, man. Thanks for that, for sure. So yeah, me personally, again, like I said, I've been traveling this week, so I'll be 100% honest with you guys. Hardly touch GFN. I went back to play a little Rogue Company, but as far as these games, and Duncan, I think you're right when you said Humankind is built for PC, because I did test that out in Stadia, and I was playing my mobile, and it's doable, but I was like, man, this game, would definitely play better with a keyboard and mouse. But I haven't really played GFN that much this week, except from Rogue Company. But yeah, I think these 9 games are something's happened to my voice, I apologize. These 9 games I think is pretty good. Again, if you compare, right, you look at Humankind, Stadia got that this week. We'll get to Stadia. I thought they had a good week this week as well, but Stadia had Humankind, which was the second biggest game this week, Madden being the first, and this had it plus an additional 8 more games, right? So overall, not too bad for GFN. Just haven't really spent time playing that much this week. Kiefer, what's up, man? I always want to give you a shout out here. But yeah, Polar Bear, good to see you on here as well. But let's keep the conversation going. I think that's all for GFN this week. If I'm missing anything, you guys just go ahead, Monkey.
There's the rewards going on right now as well. So
That's
if you play Eternal Return, you should have got an email of some kind. If not, head into the rewards. You can pick up a custom skin and a custom emote. It's free. You might as well get it if you're playing the game. You get a cool green GFN motorcycle outfit and a motorcycle skin and a new emote.
Yeah. Are they referring to you as CM Punk, or?
Yeah, because I've got him in the background and he just returned to professional wrestling this week. So we'll talk about that for another time.
CM Punks for sure. That's awesome stuff. All right, so let me see what Gundra is saying here. Humankind works well with the control. It's amazing 4K. Yeah, it's a good game. I tested it out, and again, like I said, for Stadia it worked, but I definitely can see PC being a better place to play this for sure. But all right, cool. So that is GFN. Let's move on to Google Stadia. I thought, again, this was quite an impressive week for them. They had Madden 22, correct that. Madden 22. Kind of a bummer. This is not the next gen port that we're hoping, like FIFA is going to be. But again, good to see this game come out same day and release. I got an issue. Stadia, if you're watching this game, you guys should look into the return policy, because I did not mean to buy the $100 version. Cannot return this game. I would rather pay $60 for this game. I feel like that's a fair price. So get at me. But this game is available for Google Stadia this week. Humankind, like we were discussing earlier, released for Google Stadia. I felt like these were the 2 big games until we see Ubisoft take over in the fall. But Madden and Humankind are officially available for Google Stadia. And then another big one's Marvel's Avengers, the Black Panther DLC, and then the surprise drop. This is the first in Stadia game. And if you guys remember, when the first party studios was still a thing, they had these deals with games coming, right? The first in Stadia games. It's pretty cool to see these games still ongoing. So in Young Souls, It's the first on Stadia game. So I haven't tried it. I've seen other people cover it. Uh, I don't know, not my type of game, but kudos and shout outs to you guys who've tried it and who've enjoyed it. So let's just check with the members of the panel about the Stadia news for this week. What are your thoughts on these games coming to the platform? We'll start with Holtzman.
Well, of course, I mean, I like the idea of Madden coming, but I'm not really a big American football player, so you know, that's pushed up the back of my mind. And of course, I had Humankind pre-ordered because I really like historical strategy games, and Stadia was going to be my go-to. But of course, other services slowly sneaked as the release date got closer and closer, and they got it somewhere else. So I had to think, well, I need to save a bit of pennies going forward into the fall, so I actually didn't buy this on Stadia. But one game that I actually really thought I really wanted to play was Young Souls. It's definitely a game that I really want to play because I really like the look of the art style. In a beautiful beat-em-up RPG. And also, about hidden portal going to a mystical realm with evil creatures that beat up. I thought, wow, that's something that I like the idea of. It's so Narnia-esque. So I was like, this is something that if I've got a little bit of credit wallet left, I might actually pick it up. But that's the only one that's really exciting me this week because it's, first on Stadia.
Host, let me ask you a question. I think you were like me, right? Where I still do. I purchase most of my game on Stadia. Like I'll purchase it on this platform to play it instead of other platforms, right? But I'm noticing as the podcast goes on that you've been cutting spending. Like Madden would be back in the days holds would have been a no-brainer to pick this up in Stadia. So seeing you pass on this,
It's not
interesting to me.
It's not people saying if I had one place to play, it would definitely play Stadia. But it's getting harder and harder for me to justify spending a lot of money on these games when other services that I've already got are coming in and sort of pulling the rug. But no one else has got Madden. But like I said, if we were talking about FIFA, of course I'll be jumping in playing that. But because it's Madden, I'm just sort of ignoring it. But for all them big fans of American football, they should definitely play it on Stadia.
If this had the next gen update graphics and had crossplay, would that have enticed you to get it on this platform?
Like I said, it's nothing to do with the cross-gen or it's nothing to do with the graphics or Stadia. It's got to do that I'm not really an American football player.
Okay.
So
let me ask then, because I know you're a FIFA guy, right? If FIFA release, we know, well, I can't ask that because we know that it's going to be next gen. But if it didn't have that, would you have purchased it? Would you have purchased in Stadia without this?
Well, I still feel like because just having an EA game, a football game in the cloud makes me really excited. I know I've got FIFA 21 on Stadia, but having I look forward for the marketing of it. So if these did be promoted so many extra features, I think I would dive in and then I would sort of be upset when there's no cross-gen. So I still think I would actually play it first and then be upset. Okay. But of course, if they said it is next-gen, cross-gen, cross-save, cross-purchase, of course, doing backflips.
Okay.
So if any other service does promote these kinds of features, I'm all in into that service.
Okay, fair enough. How about you, Monkey? What's your take on the Stadia news for this week?
Sorry, I'm just loving the comments. Everyone's like in the background tonight. Look, getting Madden's a big deal, man. It's huge in America.
Same day.
Yep. And if you pre-ordered, you got the 3 or 4 day early access as well. Yep. Fantastic. Not my cup of tea. As I said in the news video the other day, it sounds weird hearing a Scotsman, explaining what you're getting new in Madden this year. But listen, the game's there. It's great. People are playing it. They're loving it. The only thing that's a problem is there's a few complaints I've seen about the players, the player base, but I think that just goes hand in hand with Stadia right now. They're on a slow burn, it seems, to building up the user base. But, we can't have everything overnight. Great get for them. Absolutely fantastic. And Young Souls is getting some great reviews. So much so I might pick it up. I just don't know when I'm going to find the time to put a lot of time into it. in Humankind, especially, Stadia's sort of changing the game of Humankind with the direct touch controls. Something that we are actually, like you and I have spoken about, Ace, is hopefully getting a showcase of that going to, so that you guys can see exactly how it works, and you can make a better informed decision about the purchase there. Hopefully, it looks great. Seen some complaints about it being a subpar version on Stadia compared to GFN and PC. I don't know, because I've not played it. These are only people's opinions. But listen, 3 great games this week. I think it's been a really good week by Stadia standards.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I would say this is, again, we knew these games were coming, but hands down, this was one of their really, really good weeks. So shout out to them for sure. Let's get to you, Duncan. What's your take on this week?
This week, up until Wednesday night, we all went to bed and everything. I think Stadia had a really good week. They got the games which were important for them this week in Humankind and in Madden. After that, I don't think we want to touch on what happened after that. But up until that point, I think Stadia had a really good week. They got the big console game of the week in Mickey Mouse Football and Madden, and then they got the big PC game of the week in Humankind, because we know Stadia is a cross between you can use your keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
I was actually really happy about the state share in Humankind, because that's not like, that doesn't feel like it's a half-baked sort of version of it. It feels properly implemented. It's been thought of from ground up. And why aren't they advertising this a hell of a lot more? They should be posting stuff on their Twitter account and stuff like that. Try this save, try that save. But that's another thing. But I think it's a really good implementation of it. I have seen some negativity regarding the touch controls on Humankind. I think you touched on that as well. Sorry about the bad pun there. It wasn't actually meant to happen there. Where it's a work in progress, but I think it's an absolute great work in progress. Because that's what we're wanting to see out there. I know there's also been some people haven't been too happy about the settings on Humankind either. They think it should be a bit sharper, a bit clearer. The graphics should be a bit higher. But overall, I think it's been a good week for Stadia up until Wednesday.
Okay. Yeesh. All right. So thank you for your input, sir. But yeah, Wednesday messed up Stadia flow for you. It's kind of a bummer.
No, Wednesday was fine. It was Thursday, Friday, and today.
Okay. Me personally, I thought this was a good week. And again, we knew this week was coming. We knew Humankind got delayed and then eventually released in August. We knew Madden was coming. But yeah, man, I would say last week, remind me if I'm wrong, was kind of decent, right? With Google Stadia. So back-to-back good weeks. You got to give them props for that. So yeah, Stadia had a good week. I was trying to pull back up everything that was released. But I think the biggest thing for me, the thing that had me most excited was actually Marvel's Avengers Black Panther DLC. And I did try it on Google Stadia. And GTP is not on today, but he also did a video. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, do. It actually ran pretty well. That's a DLC that I was really excited about, and I think a lot of people were. So boot that up, try that out, and it played pretty well. And so we have Madden, again, not next gen, but still same day release, right? We had Humankind, which I would say is a really big game for PC. So Stadia again that. And then we had Marvel's The Avengers DLC Plus, a stealth drop, if you want. Well, not technically stealth drop, but a good game coming to the platform, like Monkey would say, with high reviews. So what can you complain about, man? So shout outs to them holding it down this week. It's pretty interesting. I was checking the polls, man, and we do something here where we highlight who has the best week. And okay, Stadia's on top. Last I checked, it was not on top, so it's quite interesting.
What happened
And I
to
see you guys
Shadow?
voting right now. Shadow is tied with Stadia at 29%. But yeah, it's interesting because when I feel like Stadia didn't have the best week, you guys have it like up there. And now I think it has the best week. It should be up there, but it just shows how diverse our viewers are in here. But yeah, good stuff overall.
Well,
Tied
I've
at
got a question.
20.
It's got
Yeah,
not.
go
It's
ahead.
got nothing to do with Stadia. It's got to do with something that was really bugging me, and this is the nerd inside me. It says Avengers Endgame Edition, and I was thinking to
Yeah.
myself, that must have all the DLC, and I was like, have they actually got Spider-Man yet? Because I was like, I would like to play a
No.
Spider, and I was thinking, because he's in Endgame, and I knew there was a problem a few months back with Sony
Yeah.
owning the rights, and I was like,
Mhm.
why have they said Endgame? Because it makes me think of all the characters
Yeah.
that was available in the movie, and I'm like, it's
So
only Black Panther. I'm not saying he's not a cool character, because Black Panther is a great character. I'm just trying to say I wish I wanted more in this edition.
I don't know what this means, but what? But anyway, Ace is a moss in disguise. I don't know what that means, but
I will send something if you check the chat.
okay, cool. Anywho,
Can I just
Cool.
quickly jump in, just
Just
to
real-
remind
go ahead.
folks that
Yeah.
Stadia Pro subs could play Elder Scrolls Online for free
That too.
till the end of the month. So it's not just a free weekend either. Like
It's a
from
big
right
deal.
now, you could play right through until the 30th, I believe. But
Big
be
deal.
warned, you may lose 2 weeks of your life initially to that game, like I did, where I just worked, played Elder Scrolls, worked, played Elder Scrolls. And I don't know. I sickened myself of it. So it's there. It's there if you want to try it, guys.
That game is still like one of the top MMOs, man. People
Yeah.
still religiously play that game.
It is basically a religion
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like like World of Warcraft and League of Legends and things like that. There's consistent daily, weekly content that the users can keep going into and enjoying. So
Yeah, so Keith is saying Spider-Man's PlayStation only, but from what I'm hearing, they still didn't even release Spider-Man on PlayStation DLC wise. So it's supposed to be a Sony exclusive, but still not even available on PlayStation platforms.
I think Sony owns the rights to the Spider-Man and all the content around it. So Square Enix really just they can't get a hold of it for the rights to have any content with Spider-Man in the game. Something along those lines, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. What up, Cloud? What up, Ray? See you guys in here. Mike, what's good? Joe, what's good? Just saying how you guys are popping in. Want to just continue to include you guys in the chat. All right, let me. Oh, okay. I got that, Dunk. Thanks for the clarification. All right, cool. But again, Stadia, great week for them. Should we hop on to, let's see, what's next on the agenda? We got Xbox, cloud gaming. So we're going to have some time, guys. We just like skimming through all the discussion pieces. So if you guys have questions, man, let us, this going to be more of like a chillaxing podcast. So ask your questions and then about members of this channel or topics of discussions, let us know. We should have some time to answer questions. So Xbox got a lot of love from EA, which is pretty cool to see. Again, we had, let's see, Humankind PC. Again, let's not even talk about that because it's not cloud related. We had Need for Speed Heat Cloud. We have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Cloud, Star Wars Battlefront 2 Cloud. All those released August 17th. And we have on the 19th a game called Recompile Cloud. We have Train Sim World 2 Cloud, 12 Minutes, which is a game Hell Monkey was just talking about. The biggest one comes out this week. Let me just make sure I got the date right. On the 25th of Wednesday, Psychonaut 2. That's supposed to be huge. I think I would go as far as to call this the Ratchet and Clank for Microsoft. I know some people say Rare should be the company making the Ratchet and Clank for Microsoft, but this game Psychonauts 2 is supposed to be a really big platformer for the platform for this year. And then August 26th, we have Myst for the cloud. But then we have 10 games again, touch controls. Hades, that's big. I feel like this is one of the best games for touch controls. On mobile, we have Psychonauts, the original Wasteland 2, 3, Wasteland Remastered, Need for Speed Heat, Going Under, Peggy 2, Farm Simulator 19, all again touch controls. And then we have some games that are leaving, and that's Blair Witch, Double Kick, NBA 2K21, and Stranger Things 3. So that is the Xbox Cloud Gaming news for the week. So just gonna check in with the members of the panel. Monkey, what's your take on these games, man? And then Quake, yes, happy. I saw you covering this too on Cloudy too. Quake, the first one, right? Or was
Yeah,
that
the
the first
original.
one? Okay, released on Xbox Cloud Gaming too. So yes, that was released. But yeah, Monkey, what's your take on this for sure?
Yeah, Quake's great, as I said at the start of the show. That was a good bit of nostalgia. Gave me the sort of original Doom, original Serious Sam sort of feelings, sort of vibes.
Oh,
that was nice to.
Helmut, I have to ask
Excuse
you
me?
this. I have to ask you a question. When you played Quake, did you get an achievement within the first 15 seconds of loading up the level? The first level? Please tell me you did.
Oh, yeah, I did. Because I thought,
That's
what am I
okay.
getting an achievement for? for entering the. Basically, for starting the game, basically.
No, it was
Yeah.
for the secret area. You got this. I'm hoping you went
Oh,
straight.
yeah, I found the secret. Yeah, of
That's
course I
what
found
I-
the secret, man. Come
Of
on, we
course.
could take
No,
this
it wasn't. It's in today's game, and everyone's a winner. So in case you can't win in Quake, they give you the achievements.
No,
anyway.
it's the
That's
first.
what it is.
You get it within first 15 seconds. If you're an old school gamer, you know where the secret room is. You go up and shoot the thing, and you're in there. 2 seconds, you go into the
Yeah,
secret
sorry, I
area.
got that. Yeah. Do you know what's funny though? Like, so I got that for finding that straight away in Quake, and I just came off of 12 minutes, which I've played through so many times trying to get the endings. I have not had one achievement in 12 minutes yet, and I have played through right through. I didn't even get an achievement for dying or nothing, or for hiding. Everyone's talking about achievements that they've got for this game. Like for hiding, there's a part you can hide in the closet and let the story play out. And other people have been getting a coward's achievement. I didn't even get a coward's achievement for hiding in the closet. I swear my Game Pass is broke or something, man. Because everyone else is doing things that weren't appearing for me in the beginning. But like, yeah, no, 12 minutes is great. You have to try it, because it's one of those games. Like, I sat the whole night. It got to 10:30. I said, nope, I'm done with this. This is bullshit BS. I went downstairs. I came back up to go to bed. I thought, well, I'll just have one more go and see how it plays through. And then the next thing, it's midnight, and still didn't get an achievement. But no, look, overall, this is a good list of games. We've spoke about Psychonauts before. They better not ruin that franchise, because Psychonauts is a cult classic. They have to do this second one justice. Like, I don't want any watered down version. I don't want any, nonsense added to it. Just continue the story on from the first one. Just make it as the first one was, with some new graphics. Maybe something different, but not too much, because I feel they could really miss that big time. So they could, and just sort of ruin it for them. Hopefully not though. Hades getting the touch controls, I think, great for mobile gamers, because that game is tough, man. That is tough. Once you get past the first couple of through the first couple of rooms, first couple of dungeons, it does start getting tough if you've in the early stages, if you don't have the proper loadouts and things like that saved just yet. Yeah. So for those out there that are so good on the mobile, I'm really glad that they can start enjoying that. It's a good week, and the issues with xCloud are becoming less each week. The integration with the PC apps are a wee bit weird right now, but it's still in its testing process. So sometimes it's working for me, sometimes it's not. I can always revert to the browser right now, which is good. And Myst, let's not forget about Myst, man. That's a classic game, and it's got the updated visuals as well. I've watched the trailers for the new version of the game. It looks absolutely fantastic, so it does. I can't wait to jump into that.
So I'm glad you said something about the PC app, because I've been struggling with that app, man. It's no games, like
I've found,
it's not
sorry,
consistent at all. Go ahead.
see if you boot up a game on the browser. So if you let the game start, get to the opening menu, close down the browser, go back into the PC app,
It's too much work, man.
the game appears in. Yeah, but see, the
It's too
thing is,
much
for
work.
me, the performance is better on the PC app. I always get this. I always get this with GFN as well. The performance is so much better on like a native Windows app. So just if anyone's having issues, give that a try if you're in the PC app beta.
Okay. Yeah, the thing with cloud for me is just reliable, consistent, and ease of use, like, yeah, I get it. It's a good solution, but me personally, I probably I'm gonna take a break until they update that app. But yeah, for people who want the better, I guess, like performance, definitely go through that whole thing to do that. But yeah, Monkey Man, thank you for your input for sure. Psychonaut 2, man. Again, hopefully, like you were saying, it's a cult classic. They don't ruin it, right, with the release. But we'll see. Again, this week, Wednesday, we should know more. But yeah, how about you, Duncan? What's your take on the cloud gaming news for this week?
I think Xbox will continue just to bring the games, continue to add the value to Game Pass, and the EA games just took me off guard. I think we were more or less expecting the rest of the games there, but these EA games just dropping out from nowhere. It seems that they are becoming more and more happy with xCloud. And by the way, did you notice that this week they've reverted back to xCloud in their marketing?
I don't know what the deal is, man.
Because if you go into Quake store page, it says available on xCloud, and they say xCloud twice, and they've mentioned xCloud and other stuff. So it looks like they're going back to, It's,
is it xCloud? Is it not xCloud?
Yeah.
I thought there was a legal issue with the name.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Yeah, but if you go into Quake there, they're actually saying xCloud, and they've got a talk coming up shortly in Europe, and they're saying if you want to get more info on xCloud as well. So I honestly don't know what's going on there. So I'm hoping that is on its way back, because it's much better than Xbox cloud gaming. With these games which drop, obviously the EA games I'm really excited for, so I'm hoping that's going to open the door for the other ones. And if Gamer TV was here, I think he would be, he's adamant, or not, he's getting more and more confident that Battlefield is going to drop on the Game Pass, and it's going to drop onto xCloud as well.
Bro, how big would that freaking be?
I know, but
that with Halo, Psychonaut, and Forza, holy crap! Talk about a lineup for this fall. Anyway.
Yeah, it's with the other games, what I'm actually liking there, if you look over the games over the last number of weeks, it's the variety of the games. This week we got a first-person shooter in Quake. We've got the 12 minutes, which I haven't really seen much or dive too much, but I've been told it's like an old click and point adventure sort of thing. It's a bit old school. Would that be right, Hell Monkey?
Yeah, you sort of click and point, but it works with a controller and that as well, so it does.
Yeah, and then we've got Train Sim World, which is a sim, obviously, and you've got Recompile, which is a Metroidvania. 4 completely different games, hitting 4 different demographics as well. I think it's not only is it the high-profile games are coming, it's just a variety. And as Hell Monkey also said, the quality is improving all the time. Every day or every couple of days, you see something better on xCloud. So they are really, really pushing this, and they are on social media saying playing cloud, Phil Spencer in the cloud, everything. They are 100% fully committed to this, which is what you want to see, and you can see that from the very top with Satya Nadella as well, and he is pushing gaming. I'm just really excited where Xbox is going.
Yeah, good stuff. Again, just like you, I did not expect these games, EA games, to drop, honestly speaking. And I would say they are good. Oh, so hold on. Do we get to you in this?
No, I was going to
Okay,
actually say, well,
let's get
in
to
the,
you then.
in
No,
the
just
past, I was always worried about EA games not coming to the cloud portion of it because, especially with Need for Speed, I'm a big, huge Need for Speed fan, and I just want their big, huge collection of these races to come to cloud as soon as possible. So in the past, I never had faith, but now seeing Need for Speed Heat come, it's given me faith in the platform going forward that we're going to get a whole backlog of games as well coming to cloud. So that's a well done EA and well done with cloud, xCloud. And of course, don't forget, Battlefront 2. I mean, I exhausted that game years ago, so I might actually just go in just for testing purposes, but I don't think I've got time to play. But it's definitely a great game for people who are actually a Star Wars fan. And then, speaking about Star Wars, you've got Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So, definitely try that out if you're part of the subscription.
I mean, what a great way. And again, like I was saying with EA games, these games seem to be staying on Game Pass, right? What a great value of games added to the library. I mean, for Star Wars, you would have to pay for it to play it on PC or on Stadia, right? This is including Game Pass, Battlefield 5. I mean, damn, the value is just incredible.
So I'm hoping that within the 6-month window of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered, I hope that comes to Game Pass Cloud.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it's roughly about November, that'll be 6 months. So if games like Doom Eternal and stuff like can drop after 6 months, then I'm sure more EA games will drop like that.
Yeah. I like that we're seeing EA Play Pro game. No, EA, is it Plus? Plus, right? Games on Xbox Cloud Gaming. I would like to start seeing EA Play Pro games though. And I feel like whichever cloud platform who gets that first will be really good. I mean, we're getting older games, it's cool, but I would like to start seeing like same day releases on the cloud. And these rumors of Game Pass getting Ubisoft Plus, I hope, EA Play Plus or Pro. Jeez, these names become a thing. I think it would be great.
I mean, xCloud could always say to people, where do you have a cheaper EA Play Pro subscription? I think here it's like £89 a month, £89 a year, sorry, for 12 months. Maybe if they actually worked with the subscription and said, okay, what we'll do is we'll reduce the price to that price and we'll let you pay over 12 months as an added cost on top of your Game Pass. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think 12 minutes has. I'm looking at the games they're supposed to touch
No.
now. Right?
No, not yet, guys. I was hoping we'll maybe see it in the next couple of weeks because it would be a really easy game to play with touch, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully, like Monkey was saying, we'll see it for sure. I want my whole library in xCloud. Are you referring to like your whole EA library in xCloud?
I seen that. I think what it means is the Xbox library. So if you buy a game, you'll be able to play a cloud version as well. I think that's Xbox have got that option down the line, don't they? They're going to have it in some form. You're either going to pay for the cloud version, or if you pay for the game, I think you're going to ultimately have access to it locally and on the cloud. I think that's perfect way to go going forward. Because unfortunately, right now, some people still see cloud gaming as, inferior gaming. And it is in an extent because it's brand new. So developers are working with new tools. Yeah, the games don't look as good as they are running locally. I think we'll get there. It sort of outweighs it with a low cost of entry right now, but over time, I think we'll see the quality is going to keep improving, and hopefully, in a few years' time, you won't even be able to tell the difference between local and cloud. That's the vision, anyway.
That'd be great.
Big capitalist companies could have another thing to say about that going forward, but we'll wait and see.
Well, that's what I was thinking then. Are we all happy to have our games include clouds at a zero cost, or are we all happy to play for our full-fledged game, then maybe an extra £5 dollars to access clouds part of it.
See, I think Xbox in a good position where they could incorporate that into Xbox Live, because you know how like we look at Stadia, and all you need to do to play a game on Stadia essentially is have a Gmail account, purchase the game, and you can play it. You ain't paying for their service, basically. Like you're not paying a fee like you do on GFN to access the servers. Yeah, that's the power and everything to run these servers. It ain't free. Someone's got to be paying for that somewhere. So I wouldn't mind paying an extra amount to access cloud.
Yeah, because what I was thinking is a lot of developers sometimes give you free next-gen upgrades and some don't. So I do actually think some developers are going to drag the heels and say, okay, we want the extra little bit of money just to have a cloud portion of it.
I can definitely see it going forward.
Yeah. The beautiful thing with cloud is that it offers a different revenue stream for devs, right? I mean, you can like make more money with, especially like with Luna and Google getting the game, right? These are other companies that is different from your traditional Sony and Nintendo. So for devs, I feel like what mobile did, right, with giving devs an option for new revenue stream. I feel like cloud can do that. So overall, it's a beautiful thing for gaming as a whole. But any other questions here? I love touch controls on xCloud because, yeah, I agree. So it's so interesting because humankind, stadiums are, really excited about the touch control features. But I feel like xCloud has kind of been doing that for quite a bit now with their games as well. But yeah, they do a good job like designing games specifically with touch in mind. So good stuff though. Sure.
Yeah, it's not just generic touch controls either. It's sort of independent touch controls for the games as well. So you don't just get a controller layout on the screen. A lot of the games are running lovely, unique touch controls that's applicable to that game only.
Yeah, because I was a bit worried because I was like, well, I would like pinch and zoom and sort of hold and drag and multiple select, like pushing holes. I would want them kinds of touch. I wouldn't want to have the button layouts.
Yeah.
No.
So Colin says I'll be investing. So this might be a possibility, and I think
That won't happen. That won't happen on Xbox.
But they said they were looking into it, Monkey.
But the games are already on Game Pass. Xbox themselves get permission from the developers. They say, yeah, you can put this on the cloud. They add in a couple of extra lines of code and they bring it onto their servers. It's not like a GFN issue where GFN are in beta and they just went out with all the games without the publisher's permissions. Xbox already have these agreements in place.
So that's what I'm saying. So this should be easier to do for Xbox than it would for GFN, right? So
yeah, essentially,
yeah. So this can be a thing in the future, and this is where I hopefully see cloud gaming going, right? Just being able to purchase a game, say it be of the PlayStation Network, play it on PS Now. I just don't see. I get what Game Pass is trying to do with the Netflix style for gaming, but I feel like if you can just purchase a game of the Xbox, marketplace and play the game anywhere in the cloud, that should be where xCloud and Xbox goes in the future.
Yeah, so for instance, if down the line, if I purchase, not Need for Speed, Forza Horizon 5, if I bought that, should I get access on console, on PC, and on cloud? Is that the sort of way that we're thinking there?
Well, they had Play Anywhere in the past, didn't they, with console and PC? So I guess if they've got the service of a cloud service, they might as well just give you the access to it anyway.
Listen, I know Forza Horizon 5 is going to be on Game Pass anyway, but that was just like, I'm excited for that game. It was the first one that came to my head. Just a for instance sort of thing. I think they could do that going forward. The only thing is with Microsoft and Xbox right now, everything's already so fragmented with the levels of Game Pass, your Xbox Live, and do you want to fracture that anymore?
Yeah.
That's when it comes in. You purchase this game, you can play anywhere. Hopefully that's the way it goes, and it's not going to be purchase for console, purchase for PC, purchase for the cloud.
I agree.
That would be a bad move in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. So, which Age of Empire? Yeah, I was surprised. Humankind. I think again, this is a game that we might see come in the future to the cloud, but hopefully, Age of Empires being a Microsoft, game, we see most of the games except from Flight Simulator, which possibly can be coming at
Oh,
the end of the year.
Flight Sim is coming. They've already said Flight Sim is coming.
This
So
year.
I'm not sure if it's this year, but they have said it's coming.
Okay.
Because regarding the PC games coming to xCloud, he's also said that's going to happen at some stage as well. It's just a rather. They did have Age of Empires up as coming to xCloud, then they've retracted it. I don't think that was I don't think that was a mistake at happening, but I don't think it's a mistake that had the slide already saying xCloud on it. I think that may be a tester for them down the line, and they're still testing it to make sure it works.
Okay.
When you said, did you mean to say Flight Simulator instead of Age of Empires there?
No, both. I've said both. Flight Simulator.
Yeah, both of them done that, because I remember at the event they had xCloud on Flight Sim for sure.
Yeah.
But Age of Empires was the same.
Age of Empires was the same.
Good then, that's good. Yeah.
Because we had a big discussion about that for a couple of hours. We were discussing that on Twitter and such, because it came up and was seen it, and then it was quickly retracted because that would have been the first PC game there with mouse and keyboard. So I think it is coming. It's just a matter of maybe they're worried about for the twitchy games, your FPS is online. They're worried about the mouse and keyboard people having an advantage. I think that's maybe more of the issue at the moment for the PC games. They're trying to work out how to separate them off if they're playing the FPSs and such, as Stadia had to do.
Cool. All right, so did we cover everyone with Xbox Cloud Gaming news? I want to move into Shadow. We got everyone. All right, cool. It's so interesting. We haven't even talked about the Shadow news yet, and looking at the polls, Shadow's tied with Stadia 29%. So let's get into that. Monkey, I'm gonna put you in the spot, my man. I'm gonna let you
okay,
let the people know about the Shadow news, man. So
yeah, listen, I got this wrong the first time, and I was absolutely abused for it. But I know what's happening now.
Okay.
So basically,
fill them in.
Mr. Octave Claver, who's on Twitter, if anyone didn't know, who now owns Shadow, he tweeted out at the beginning of the week. Basically, sorry, I'll pull it up here. The activations were back underway. They were working through the backlog. At the time of his tweet, they had already reactivated 10,000 clients, some of which he said had been waiting almost 2 years. So there's a really loyal base for Shadow right now. People have been waiting for 2 years to get this. And it just basically said they're continuing to empty the backlog of waiting customers, and then they're going to basically reactivate the real-time command, which I'm led to believe means that somewhere down the line, what's just happened with me, I ordered Shadow Monday morning when this news broke. My faith was restored significantly with the improvements in the way that the company's going now. And by Wednesday, I received my activation email while I was at work, and I couldn't get out of there quick enough, even though I love my job. Now, I missed on Monday, and I caught this Monday night. They're also right now testing new rigs, not in the servers, so they've got them in their own sort of area right now, sort of indoors, if you like. So they're testing new GPUs, new CPUs, etc. Come September, October time, they're going to go live in the servers for in-house testing. We probably won't see any of the upgraded hardware until at the very soonest next year. But it's in testing. They're taking the right steps, and some people are still a wee bit salty about the price, but honestly, that price for what you're getting and for what you can use it for, I don't think we can argue with it. That's my personal opinion. But yeah, so activations are underway. New hardware is being tested. We'll probably see the fallout of that coming next year, I hope.
Cool. Thank you for clarifying the news. And yeah, it's Ray saying that he kept with Shadow, and that's what we try to encourage people to do. Again, we didn't know how long. It's pretty cool to see Activision time bumping up, but yeah, we didn't know how long if you cancel it'll take you to get back in. But it seems again like they're up in the time for that. So pretty cool. Shadow, I say is needed in the cloud gaming space. You see what Microsoft is trying to do something similar now with the Office 365 and the price. I know they have changed it, but the price has been ridiculous for what you get compared to the price, you pay $30 for Shadow and what you get. So overall, man, Shadow was we they were getting robbed, and even at $30, what you get with them is still a steal. So yeah, good stuff overall. So checking with you, host, what's your take with the Shadow news?
Well, I'm happy to hear that they've actually got people activated ASAP with this new business approach. But for me, it's not something that I'll run back to Shadow for. Because at the moment, as I stood away from Shadow, not because of really the price, it was because I never really wanted to be on the basic tier. I always wanted the dream of having this big, huge gaming PC in the cloud. That was my ambition. That was the dream. And I went along with them for the ride for, what, a year and a half? So when they stood back, I understand, it was they couldn't actually bring a profit and stuff like that, and you had to step back and resell it. But for me, I will not be going forward until they've balanced the books, they future-proof the hardware, and then you've come up with alternative tiers.
Okay.
So this news is great for people who want to use a PC in the cloud or just have like a basic PC. But to me, I'm starting to see it as outdated when you compare it to like all the new Ampere cards or the new Azure blades or what Stage is often from a gaming point. I don't need anything else apart from gaming.
Okay. So with the rumors of them working on again the 3000 series, so we've heard from them that they are going to eventually update the specs.
I would still pay for what they were offering for the Infinite tier, just a little bit more if they offered like the 3000 series, maybe the 80 or 90.
Well,
I would pay for that.
Can I tell you right now? It's the 70s and the 90s that's in testing right now. They're in the alpha test. So does that
because
thinking about it now?
Yeah, because with all that memory and storage and GPU process and stuff like that, I can do some high class rendering in the cloud, and that seems to amaze me no matter what device I'm on. So they would actually have to get a powerful GPU and a powerful CPU to actually get me on board again.
Okay.
And this time they're not pulling the wool over my eyes. They would have to come out and say, this is the price, it's not going to change, and this is what's going forward.
Okay.
And then I'll make a conscious decision if I should jump back on it. But like I said, I never had a problem with Shadow. It ran flawless. It was a great service. It's just a shame that the business model went down.
Okay. Fair enough. How about you, Duncan? What's your take on the Shadow news?
When we talked about the Shadow news a couple of months ago, I was very, very skeptical on where things were going. It did not sound good. It sounded like the worst company actually got it from the two which were bidding. I am very, very pleasantly surprised where it was going, and I'm actually happy to see that. What has pleased me more, it's not the upgrades, it's actually how many people they've got on board. 10,000 people isn't a number to really be scoffed at for what they're offering. That's a fairly sizable sort of one, and adding that to the existing data centers is going to be a bit of it's a big undertaking for them. This isn't Google. This isn't GFN. Shadow is a relatively small company now, so this is real good news. I have enjoyed Shadow. I have had Shadow for a while, and I will shout out Mark here. He was actually the one who got me into Shadow a while ago. I'm hoping that they continue this momentum and they continue down this path. They must see something here for them to continue, because they're a business after all. So I, I hopefully we get these new cards and stuff, because they do need an upgrade, because the Shadow as it is at the moment, while it all behaves well, it's running well, I think the graphics card is starting to show its age now, so it definitely needs a bit of a push. I said even if they even to push it up to the 20 series, I would be happy enough. But if they're going to push it up to the 30 series, happy days. All right, I'm going to be well happy.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Shadow is good. So to answer your question, it's good to see you. Just Monkey kind of updated people. Just a new Activision seems to be going a lot faster. Again, Monkey signed up for his on Monday, got his on Wednesday, and right now they are testing RTX 3000 series card, which should go into testing, I believe, September, and we should be seeing that hopefully end of this year, or maybe next year early sometime. But
Yeah.
we'll wait and see. But overall, it's good to see stuff happen in Shadow Camp, and it's good to see that they're not closing down.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I
No,
was
you're
just
good.
going to say, like, the reason I haven't heard anything for such a long time is because, just in case anyone is unaware that what was watching now and watching later, Octave Clava is the owner of OVH Cloud. They're like a competitor basically to Microsoft 365 and the business landscape. So they already had loads of data centers and server farms that they were working out of. Because Shadow was so poorly run in the beginning, they had to shut down the server in America, the data centers in America, and the ones in Asia as well that they were planning on using. They then migrated all of the accounts over to run what OVH uses from Shadow's old data centers. So that's the reason it took so long to get to here. And now they're in a position, as we say, that they can start making all the activations again, because they would have had to do some form of upgrades as well to get all of their centers to the Shadow Boost tier level spec. That's why it's took so long. I'm just happy that they seem to be in better hands now, because when I downloaded Shadow, installed, and started it up the other day, it was a seamless experience. It's so easy to use. If you have never used a virtual PC before, Shadow, it's just gets you a foot in the door. It's so simple, and there's nothing not to like other than the fact that the hardware is slightly outdated. But hopefully that's going to come.
Yeah. So again, they're making moves, and overall, I think it's good for this platform. Slow start. We talked about this at our 50,
But
50 episode. Slow start with cloud gaming, but they seem to be picking things back up. Go ahead.
I'm a bit worried that I know that a lot of people in the design industry and stuff like that, they like having 3090s, but I've heard other cards are better price to performance. So maybe they should have went for more of the lower 3000 Ti's and actually push for the best graphics card at the moment, because in that what Shadow done and originally, and sort of they lost a lot of profit. So maybe they should just go with closer entry levels instead, picking for the big boys, the big bads.
Yeah. Nicely
Because
said.
I mean, even though we all want 3090s, we all want that 24 gig of RAM and that, but who is actually going to utilize it? So
I'm sure I'll find a way to
what are they
utilize
doing? Are they
it.
going to push it for more schools and businesses? Are they going to put more the casual gamer, or are they going to put it to high renders, people who do those high renders? So they need to start telling us who these tiers are for, and can we fully utilize them? Because I don't think they're going to be cheap, these tiers coming in for the 3090.
So from what I remember them saying, correct me if I'm wrong, they said they're gonna have just one price, right? They're not gonna go with multiple tiers like they did previously. So I think whatever they're testing is gonna be just one final rig for the $30 service, right? From what I recall them saying when the news broke, they said they're gonna just have one tier for $30.
They did say that, but they didn't rule out new tiers going forward once they had fully assessed the situation in the company. They didn't rule it out.
Okay. All right. Something to keep our eyes on for sure. But Waze has a question here. If I play Xbox Cloud Gaming, can I play with my friends on Xbox?
Yes.
Yes. Right. Simple.
You're all connected to
answer.
the Xbox servers, basically.
Yeah. That's the beauty about it. Again, with other platforms where you might have a hard time finding people to play with, right? You don't have that issue with Xbox Cloud Gaming because, again, your friends are there. And you can just play games with them, right? So it's
I do think the apps these days are you can easily navigate around to find your friends, the store, stuff like that. Send a message, because back in a year ago, the user interfaces were terrible for the cloud to actually shoot who was on and stuff like that. So I'm glad it's actually all been updated now to interlink with all services.
okay. Okay, so I see that. Cool. And just to let you guys know, if you guys a platform to look forward to, I think Boosteroid is pretty good. Again, they are in Europe right now. Just to give you guys a heads up, they are gonna be making their way to the States here pretty soon. And when they come, guys, they might be another force to be reckoned with for sure. If you guys haven't tested out Boosteroid, highly recommend it. Good stuff. Again, they have the games that other cloud game platforms don't have, and the price is pretty good. And they have apps on PCs, Androids, Android TVs, and so forth. And you can play on iOS too. But yeah, just want to update you guys on Boosteroid as well.
Does that mean we're going to see a lot of games removed from Boosteroid very soon?
Yeah,
Dude,
probably.
I still don't know how they get away with it, man. I still don't know how they get away with it.
Because
It's
they're in
crazy.
beta. They're still in beta as well. But listen, guys, just be pre-warned. Some of the games on Boosteroid I noticed recently, you can't go above medium settings.
Boosteroid has the issues, right? And you also
Yeah.
talked about like your saved data. This seems to be a big one for you, not saving properly.
So I got that sorted. You have to download your Steam save to the machine that you're using at the time. So before you start up, it will give you options. You have to download it to the machine so that you can carry on your progress. Uploading it to the cloud doesn't seem to work for some reason. Yeah, they have their issues, just like all cloud gaming companies. Going forward, I don't know. I don't know where they're going to be with those Activision games, EA games as well. They had a problem with the Origin launcher not too long ago. I don't know if some of those games are still under maintenance. Yeah, I think we've got another GFN issue on our hands.
So the issue is when you actually upload your save to Boosteroid, you have to actually download it from Boosteroid and upload it if you want to play it back on Steam.
Some games, yes. Some games,
See,
no.
that's
Yeah, no.
It's
yeah,
yeah.
that's my thing with the play. Again, when it comes to cloud, it's all about simplicity. Imagine like if you want to watch a Netflix movie, you gotta. Nah, it's too much work, man.
But imagine playing it on an iPad and stuff like that. And you're like, okay, I have to open Steam for iPad. Okay, where's this feature? Oh, it's only on PC. Oh, okay. Damn, the full client you need. It's spiff.
But
Yeah.
Bill is B Jill is saying, why does Boosteroid have Overwatch and other Blizzard games and the other service don't? I think Monkey was saying because they're still in beta, right? And Geforce Now, when they were in beta, they had it. The other thing to consider is I don't think a lot of these companies know what Boosteroid
Oh, they
is
know.
yet. You think so?
They absolutely know. Yeah, they know where their games are. Of course they do. They're just not. They're not batting an eye right now because Boosteroid are in beta. They're probably not making a lot of money. They'll take the sales right now. I mean, GFN gave the reason that once they started charging consumers, the $4.99 and eventually the $9.99 now, that was why they pull their games.
Mm-hmm.
But Boosteroid's been charging from the very beginning. Like, there's no free trial on Boosteroid. You don't get a free trial. You
Yeah.
pay or you don't get access, which a lot of people don't agree with either. I was the same. You have to part with money sometimes, and that's hard coming from a Scotsman to test things out. So for the most part, it runs great, but there is all those sort of niggling issues. It just lessens the experience, and you know, we're lucky enough that we can have some conversations with some people from Boosteroid at times, and we know they say they're working on them. So
Okay.
again, we just need to wait and see where the future takes us with it.
Yeah. So who owns Boosteroid?
I forget his name. It's a Ukrainian fella. They
Mr.
originated
Boosteroid.
in Ukraine.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just again, something we encourage here is test these things out, man. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you just cancel. There's no contract, right?
Yep.
Not like Shadow used to have, right? But yeah, test it out, man. If you like it, just keep with it or leave. Simple. Okay, cool. Wanted to play 2K with my friends on Xbox, but some PCs so I can play with them. 2K went next. Yeah, that's again, we talk about fragmentation with Xbox and the ecosystem here, and yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. And now it left the cloud, so you actually don't have that luxury of playing in the cloud anymore. But yeah, that's the again disadvantage with xCloud and you know, Luna Plus. When those games start leaving, if it does leave, you're not guaranteed that your games are gonna stay. And then again with Xbox, you have the fragmentation issue. Why does Booster? Yeah, I don't know. It's a great question. Maybe one we can ask, but we'll see.
Probably that's too high profile of a game because that would pick up a lot of press if that was available in
Yeah.
cloud. I think that's a PR type one there. They know if they drop that on it, a load of the big websites would cover that and go scared about your 260 gig now
Right.
Call of Duty. You can play it on Boosteroid. I think that would go about a fair bit because all of us are waiting for Call of Duty to hit the cloud somewhere.
It's true. It's true. All right, let's this might be an early one. But yeah, if you guys have more questions, keep them coming. Next week we should have our full panel back, and I feel like conversations will go a lot more in depth and better. But this was fun, just chatting it up with four of us for sure.
Yeah, just to go back to the Shadow news here. If this Shadow news dropped last week, my Shadow grade would have been a bit different. So it would have been definitely pushed up a grade or two. It just shows you how quickly the gaming space actually changes. And next week, we're probably going to see it change once again with Gamescom coming, because I think we're going to see some big news out from there, because we know Xbox is there. And I think I think we're going to get the Halo release date next week. And I think it could be quite tasty.
I think we're going to get a Halo delay next week. I was reading some things today that they're going to be struggling to have the full version of the game ready by the holiday season. And honestly, if we've learned anything recently, delay the game and get that fixed, man. Do not rip us off. This has been one of the most anticipated games for quite a while.
But dude, they took a whole
Don't
year.
Rip us off.
Yeah, me, I'm like, please don't delay, because I only want the single player experience. I just want the story, the campaign. I don't really care about the extras, but then I know I'm a minority. So I know a lot of people want that online multiplayer. They want all these stuff. I was like, so just delay it. Just delay it. I won't be happy, but don't worry about me.
They can like offer a portion of it now, like the single player, and offer the multi. Who did that? Somebody did that. what game was that did that? They offered the multiplayer later. That's
Is
an
it Red Dead?
option.
Cyberpunk. We're still waiting in the multiplayer for Cyberpunk. Still waiting on a lot of things for
Yeah.
Cyberpunk.
If
But, you
you want to
I
split,
think
if you want
who did
if you want
that,
to split the
man?
game, then I'm the type of person where I'll go, well, fine,
Ghost.
split the price.
Ghost of Tsushima did that, right? They had the multiplayer that they've been working on, but they didn't release it with the game. They released the single player and then eventually released the multiplayer.
Do you think that's bad? We're going to get PES this year is coming in. I don't know what the hell the form it's coming in. You're getting like
yeah.
the demo version, then you're going to get the multiplayer, then you're going to be tacking on these other bits. Gaming is just absolutely weird at this moment in time. It's brilliant, but weird.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Hey,
And
I've
I don't want to delay, man. They had the whole year, bro. Like, you guys can further down the whole year. I mean, I don't know. Just give me this.
Yeah.
I'm like Colts, man. Give me the single player. That's what I care mostly about. I can wait for the multiplayer.
Have we got time to talk about PS now? Just
Sure.
Dr. Spaceman mentioned something in the chat, and I always forget about this because I see them quite regularly. And Sony are so good; they throw in patents for everything and anything under the sun, and they just sort of try to claim it as their own. I don't know how many go through, but one of the recent patents, and Mr. Spaceman mentioned it there, is to do with mobile networking for gaming. So there's some signs there that Sony are working on bringing their games in some way or form to mobile. What that's going to look like, I don't know. They're definitely working on something. We've spoke about this before with PlayStation. They might be a wee bit late to the party. With the all access and that. That was one of my biggest complaints last week about PS Now and why they got an E for effort in the grading, but no more. It's good to know that they're actually working on things.
Sure.
One thing that was just said there, like Duncan says, from last week to this week, his perception of Shadow has changed dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
Communicating with your consumers is the easiest way to keep people on board. Even just things are going great, we're working hard, this is what we're doing, we're still like Shadow could have came out and said that we're still migrating things over, it's going to take time. We won't give you a time frame, but just know that we're working hard. If PlayStation came out and said we're working on some things, you might be surprised, etc., etc. Communication is key to keeping consumers on board.
Yeah.
Truthful communication, because Shadow was one of the best with communicating, and most of it was a lie, and that's because they were going under. So truthful communication, because each week we were all like, Shadow's doing great, yes, they're bringing this, the roadmap's amazing. Then we all just went, what? They're going bankrupt. How is this?
Yeah, no, that's a great point.
Absolutely. But see, the thing is though as well, why did no one click on that they were offering like $15 a month for this amazing thing? Like, did no one question how cheap that was?
Yeah.
No, because we thought they built in batch. We thought they built in batch that exported to loads of users around the world. They've got all the pre-orders they're doing fine, and then
the truth hit, right? But yeah, nicely put. Truthful communication is key. And yeah, hopefully Shadow's learning. And if you don't have anything to say, probably don't say it. But if you do. And I think they're learning from that. But yeah, let's see. God of War was delayed a year. Yeah, a lot of games are delayed, and someone mentioned COVID might be why. And yeah, that can be true. But yeah, let's wrap this up. It's a little early, but we got other things to do. So yeah, let's just give members here a chance to plug these channels and let you guys know what they do. So to get started, Holds, what do you do, sir, and where can people find you?
So like I said, if you agree or disagree with anything I said in the podcast or anything, just hit me up on Twitter, or now I'm back on my main account on Stadia on Holtz. Feel free to message me there or add a game with me, and I'm happy to join.
Nice. Duncan, what do you do, sir? Where can people find you?
You can find me at Cloudy with Games on YouTube and on Twitter there. We've got an exciting thing next Sunday. We're doing a big long live stream to celebrate our 1,000, which we talked about last week. So it's gonna be a bit of fun next Sunday.
Nice. Gonna look forward to that too. Yeah, we'll join you guys and show some support there. Monkey, do you have anything you want to plug?
There's going to be some really tasty videos coming up in the next couple of weeks. I can't tell you when, but there's a company out there who's doing something right now, and it's just stay tuned, guys. And the Cloud Recap. My apologies. The Cloud Recap is going to come in tomorrow night again. Thank you very much for everyone that comes and joins us.
Yeah,
Great
for
show.
sure. So 10K, Chief will want me to plug this because he's been working his behind off to get some really good stuff for you guys for the 10K giveaway. So definitely want to stick around in Discord for that. I can tell you is a lot of good stuff that we want to keep, but realistically speaking, we shouldn't keep it. But stay tuned for that giveaway. A lot of good stuff. But yeah, check out all these awesome guys. Their link is going to be in the description below. And yeah, appreciate you guys. It was fun to have you guys on here as well. All right, fellas, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Until next time, peace out.